My name is Jacob Rowan. I am 35 years old, Army Corps trained, and the third generation to own 70 acres outside Fort Worth, Texas, land my grandfather guarded with his hands, his records, and his faith in the dam he built back in 1949 after a devastating drought. He kept every permit, every covenant, and filed them carefully at the courthouse, always reminding us that this dam would protect our family long after he was gone. But when I returned from deployment overseas, I came back not to peace, but to survey flags in my pasture and 50 new houses standing where my creek once ran free. They called it Lakeview Estates, and leading the charge was Susan Bradley, the HOA president, a woman who wore tennis skirts like armor, drove a black Lexus, and wielded her influence through city council connections and county inspectors. She smiled from her golf cart and told me I should be grateful that she had raised my property value. But what she did not realize was that any dam built under Army Corps oversight is federal jurisdiction, untouchable by HOAs, cities, or counties, and my grandfather's covenant-bound flood control to this land in perpetuity, forever unbreakable. I stayed calm and began building my case, collecting trail camera footage of crews draining water into their pipes, drone shots proving basements were built inside the floodplain, and water meter data that showed levels were dropping far too fast. Each piece of evidence strengthening the truth that they were trespassing not only on my land, but on federal law itself. Susan fought dirty, filing nuisance citations, sending wellness checks through veteran services, spreading rumors online about the unstable soldier boy who lived by the creek. But I kept my silence, because I knew Texas storms were coming, and when they did, the land itself would speak louder than I ever could. The rains arrived with black skies and thunder that shook the windows, and by dawn, Willow Creek was rising, the dam filling to its brim, just as my grandfather had designed. When I pulled the lever, the gates opened and the water surged forward like a freight train, tearing through those brand new houses, ripping lawns from their roots, drowning basements, splitting garages in half, and burying Susan's prized pickleball courts beneath 3 feet of brown water. Inspectors arrived that very morning with clipboards in hand, calculating fines already in the millions, while Susan screamed about property values and families in danger. I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I simply leaned against the dam my grandfather had built with his own hands and told her, this isn't revenge. This is restoration, because water always remembers where it belongs. And so do families who refuse to let their legacy be stolen, no matter how many shiny houses or golf carts try to erase it.